Aloha, and welcome to the neighbor islands of Hawaii. The exquisite jewels of Kauai, the Garden Isle. Molokai, Hawaiian by nature. Maui, the Magic Isle. And Hawaii's spectacular Big Island. Here, where paradise is more than just a dream, only one helicopter tour company makes all your dreams come true. Because only Blue flies the blue skies of all the neighbor islands. Only Blue is recognized year after year by the top experts in travel. And only Blue has Hawaii's largest fleet of the world's finest touring helicopter, the ultra-quiet and spacious, technologically advanced EcoStar. Yet what really sets Blue Hawaiian apart is our people. Our pilots are the finest in the sky, with the most hours, the most experience, and the very best training, including Blue's state-of-the-art flight simulator. Our aircraft technicians are honored year after year with the FAA's highest accolade, the Diamond Certificate of Excellence. And everyone at Blue is dedicated to your safety and comfort, and to always fulfilling our company motto, good enough is never enough. Perhaps this explains why Blue Hawaiian is the only activity company in the world honored with the Star Diamond Award for Outstanding Quality and Service from the American Academy of Hospitality Sciences. Experience the world's most beautiful islands with the world's finest helicopter tour company, the Blue Skies of Hawaii, only from Blue Hawaiian.
You're watching Experience Hawaii, the very best Hawaii has to offer. Eight miles west of Maui is the alluring private island, Lanai. The dramatic Pu'upehe, or Sweetheart Rock, welcomes visitors to this remarkable island. This sculpted sea stack, which guards Sharks Bay and Manele Bay, is one of Lanai's most recognizable landmarks. Tranquil Hulukoi Bay Beach is a pristine white-sanded crescent enclosed by lava columns and coconut palms. The bay, with its calm waters and pronounced reef, is one of the best snorkel and dive sites in the Hawaiian archipelago. Gentle rolling hills of pasture land surround the stables at Ko'ele, where horses graze in open fields. The grassy vistas lead all the way to the ocean. The windswept grasslands contain an amazing variety of endemic and invasive species. And the needle-straight, misty pines lead the way to Monroe Trail. Originally an old cowboy horse route, the Monroe Trail is now one of the most interesting drives and hikes on Lanai. As the path progresses, the plant life becomes increasingly varied and lush. Wind channels through Koloiki Ridge as Maui and Molokai rise in the distance, and the spectacular views down to Maunalei Gulch are unmatched along the trail. Keahiakavelo, also known as Garden of the Gods, was sculpted by years of strong winds, a blazing sun, and dry climate. This arid landscape of giant stones and brick-red mounds features panoramic views of neighboring islands and a stunning display of vibrant color, especially at sunset. Beyond the Garden of the Gods, Polihua Road descends towards the coast, lined in dry grasses and kiave, and visited by an assortment of wildlife, including wild turkeys. At the end of the road is Lanai's largest white sand beach, the windswept, remote Polihua Beach, a secluded gem of sand and sea. You're watching Experience Hawaii, the very best Hawaii has to offer. Recently, the Hawaiian Islands were treated to a truly awesome and historic visit of 7 Polynesian voyaging canoes, or va'a, each vessel representing one of the major Pacific islands. Their message to the world was simple yet important. We're sailing across the Pacific to renew our ties to the sea and its life-sustaining strength. The ocean is the origin of life, and it continues to give us air to breathe, fish to eat, and nourishes our soul as well. These 7 va'a just completed a 10-day crossing from New Zealand to Hawaii by way of the Marquesas, and after a brief stop in Hawaii to spread their message, will continue on their way to the U.S. mainland. All in all, a trip of some 8,500 miles. Quite an ocean-going accomplishment, even by today's standards. And their motto says it all. Move your paddle silently through the water. Sound words to live by wherever you may be from.
Reawaken the feelings that ignited that first spark with a gift that tells your love story. Made in Hawaii with aloha, capture their heart with Maui Divers jewelry. Visit us exclusively in Hawaii or at mauidivers.com.
Canyons carved by water and centuries of relentless winds form Lanai's otherworldly rock garden, Akeo, a lunar landscape shrouded in as much mystery as it is in stark grandeur. Akeo, also known as Garden of the Gods, is a visual wonder. Not an ethereal floral garden, but nature's exposed tribute to the beauty of Earth itself. Characterized by multicolored rocks and immense boulders in varying shades of red, umber, and rust, this area is mostly dry and dusty. The prevailing winds make the scenery an eerie, haunting geological landscape. Science tells us that this high plateau is composed of reddish clay soil and lava rocks that have taken shape as a result of thousands of years of erosion. But you don't need to be a geologist to appreciate the dramatic formations that dominate the area. Stark and silent pillars of lava, tended and shaped over time. Pebbled fields spotted in vegetation. Deep color striations rising to meet the sky. The topography of pinnacles and rock towers are most enchanting at dusk, when the warm orange glow of the setting sun strikes the rock minerals, illuminating them in brilliant golds and reds. Very little plant life grows here beyond grasses, reeds, and a few unique plants that have developed the proper defenses to survive. Puakala, our native Hawaiian prickly poppy, braves the forceful winds, dry heat, and the dust of this arid landscape. Its spiny stalks seem at home in the harsh environment. But as obscure or overlooked as it may be, Puakala has several known medicinal purposes, and the Hawaiians would use the narcotic yellow juice of the unripe fruit capsules for toothaches and general nerve pain. To the Hawaiians, Keahiakavelo is more than craggy terrain, and the legends that surround its creation are varied and many. Some believe these boulders were dropped by gods tending their own gardens. Others believe them to be God-created sculptures manipulated by powerful winds. Still more legends speak of rocks housing the spirits of ancient warriors and stone stacks erected by traveling natives and menehune. One legend draws an account of a contest between two kahuna of Lanai and Molokai. Each was challenged to keep a fire burning on their island longer than the other. The winner would be rewarded with great abundance for the island. The fire of Kavelo was perpetual, and the demand for firewood rendered the landscape of Keahiakavelo bare, as it is today. Each story draws a different picture of how this place came to be, but no matter what its origins, Keahiakavelo is one of Lanai's most curious and sacred landscapes. You're watching Experience Hawaii.
We've got much more of the spectacular views from above when we continue our journey.
There's more Experience Hawaii on the way. Stay tuned.
Almost everyone is familiar with bustling Honolulu on Oahu. But beyond the city buzz and Waikiki beach culture is an island of discovery and personality. Join me as I explore all the hidden treasures Oahu has to share. Honolulu. It's a beachside city unlike any other. And the main attraction for almost any visitor is less than 1 square mile wide. Waikiki, the place you come to be a part of the action. Electrified by an abundance of shopping, people, and historical sights, and complemented by clear skies and the dramatic landscape of Diamond Head rising in the distance, Honolulu is a tourist mecca and home to almost 1 million people, all seeking surf, sun, and excitement long into the night. Just a few miles out, the scenery changes from soaring skyscrapers to towering bamboo, thick, verdant, and surprisingly accessible to hikers on the Manoa Falls Trail. But the main attraction of this 2-mile round-trip trek is Manoa Falls, a spectacular mass of water tumbling almost 160 breathtaking feet down a vertical cliff edge. The icy stream water nourishes the surrounding land and thriving vegetation seen all along the trail. Within downtown Honolulu, and once belonging to the last reigning monarch of Hawaii, the Liliuokalani Botanical Garden features only Hawaiian plants and shelters the dazzling Waikahalulu waterfall. Overlooking the 985-foot cliffs of the Ko'olau mountain range is one of the best views on Oahu at the Nu'uanu Pali Lookout. Towering cathedrals of flora and fauna dominate Oahu's windward coast. The sheer fluted peaks of the Ko'olau Range rise up as one of the most wondrous sights on the island, coated by every shade of green imaginable. Makapu'u, at the easternmost point of Oahu, sits at the base of a sea cliff, a curved pocket of white sand bounded by lava points. The two offshore islands, Ka'ohikaipu and Manana, or more popularly Rabbit Island, create a spectacular backdrop to one of Hawaii's most popular body surfing beaches.
You're watching Experience Hawaii, the very best Hawaii has to offer.
Kailua Beach, one of Oahu's most beautiful beaches. This lovely 2.5-mile stretch of soft sand not only caters to leisurely walkers and sun soakers, but also to world-class windsurfers and recreational kayakers. A glorious mountain backdrop and calm waters make Kahana Bay a treasured beach along the windward side of the island. Long, inviting, and literally touching the road is Punalu'u Beach. Many people pass it along Highway 83, but Punalu'u should not be missed. Laie Point, made up entirely of sandstone, offers a dramatic view of Oahu's rugged North Shore coastline. 432 feet offshore is a natural sea arch created in April of 1946 during a tsunami, when crashing waves literally punched a hole straight through the island. Pounding surf and wind have created sharp wave cuts in this ever-changing landscape. One of the most secluded beaches on Oahu is Kawela, a sandy, narrow stretch bordered by ironwoods and a few coconut palms. In the summer when the ocean is calm, Sunset Beach offers spectacular swimming, snorkeling, and even shell collecting. And during the winter months, this beach is one of the best surf spots on the North Shore. When the surf is really high, around 20 feet or higher, Waimea Bay is the place to be. As home to some of the largest, most spectacular rideable surf in the world, Waimea Bay is nothing short of amazing. With crashing surf and lava cliffs surrounding golden sand, this could be one of the most exciting beaches on Oahu. And speaking of excitement, you'll certainly find it at Ehukai, the most famous surf site in all of Hawaii, the Bonsai Pipeline. Classic tube-shaped waves roll ashore, carrying crowds of ecstatic surfers and boogie boarders. Spectators and professional and amateur photographers line the beach for a chance to take the perfect shot of a perfect ride. Keawaula Beach, better known as Yokohama Bay, is the northernmost beach on Oahu's west coast. Truly off the beaten path, Yokohama is one of the most remote and often empty beaches on the island. Surrounded by a mass of rolling green mountains and uninterrupted ocean views, this sacred beach is unforgettably gorgeous. Maili, named for its numerous pebbles, once used as game pieces and musical instruments, is a long stretch of sand and swaying coconut palms in West Oahu. On the Diamond Head side of Ala Moana is a peninsula called Magic Island, a fitting name for one of the most mesmerizing places to watch an Oahu sunset.
You're watching Experience Hawaii. We'll be right back with more Experience Hawaii. Stay tuned. When you're on Maui, be sure to check out MVC, the Maui Visitor Channel on TV.
You'll find a wealth of information on all things Maui, from how long it takes to drive to Hana, to what to wear for sunrise at Haleakala, and everything Maui in between. Restaurants, activities, beaches, culture, and more.
You'll find it all on MVC, the Maui Visitor Channel.
Don't waste your precious Hawaiian vacation time surfing the net or endlessly Googling Maui. When you're preparing for your day, turn on the TV and get all the info you need, all in one place.
MVC, the award-winning Maui Visitor Channel. The Maui Visitor Channel. Look for it at Channel 130 on your TV dial
And in your Maui Hotel's HD lineup.
and now streaming on our companion website, MauiOnline.com. The Maui Visitor Channel, MVC,
Your go-to place for all things Maui. (1956) was a good year for 4 young musicians who literally became instrumental in concocting a new, vibrant Technicolor soundtrack for those cool, finger-snapping, zombie-drinking, hi-fi hipsters. It was the age of lounge music and tiki culture.
Their music was called Exotica, and it originated here in Hawaii, evoking images of a tropical paradise few had seen.
Well, as far as we can tell, it started around right after World War II, when sailors who were in the South Pacific came back with tales of exotic lands, exotic girls, exotic drinks.
What was missing was the soundtrack, and a man named
Martin Denny,
the kahuna of Exotica,
Yeah.
came along and had a huge international hit called Quiet Village that hit the top of the Billboard charts in, I think, 56. And it'd have these album titles like Primitiva and Tamboo. It was kind of music for sophisticated savages.
and it featured bongos, vibes, and bird calls, which are basically the 3 ingredients of Exotica music.
And people were very fascinated and wanted to create this world in their own backyard. So all of a sudden we had backyard luau spring up and a whole bunch of themed restaurants like Don the Beachcomber and Trader Vic's and all these fun places that
Sort of like this place right
kind
here.
of like La Mariana where we are right here, because life was rather tame in the 50s and the suburbia coming along. So this was a way of bringing a little bit of primitive, savage, maybe sexual undertones of music into your living room with your new hi-fi system. This were the days of Playboy magazine and bachelor pad music, and you'd put this music on to test your stereo. Wow, we can hear it in stereo. Bongos on the right, bird calls on the left, vibraphones in the middle, that type of a thing. So it just kind of helped foster this whole fantasy world that people were trying to set up in their own homes, in their own backyards.
Fluid Floyd had become friends with Martin Denny, the source of all of this, and thought that it would be a good idea for us to put together a CD of music in this style. So we did. We used a lot of my friends who were accomplished jazz musicians, and they helped realize a very, very nice CD called The Forbidden Sounds of Don Tiki. And it also included Martin Denny, made a guest appearance. He was always very supportive of us. And so when we had our album release party, people came and they loved it. The place was packed, and it became a show at that point in time.
I got an island in the Pacific, and everything about it is terrific. I got the sun to tan me, palms to fan me, and on occasion a man
With a resurgence in tiki lounge culture, groups like Don Tiki are bringing the sounds of Exotica back. And in a way, history is repeating itself.
In Martin's original band was a man named Augie Cologne, who was from Hawaii, but he brought all the congas and bongas and jungle sounds and bird calls, and he lived on Molokai, and his son Lopaka was genetically coded by Dad to carry on with these sounds, and he now plays with Don Tiki and some of the other prominent bands here in Hawaii, and they are able to imitate all these jungle sounds that they've actually gone off into the rainforest to listen quietly and study, and a lot of times people hear it and they think we're just putting in National Geographic tapes, but it's actually Lopaka who's doing all these things live, which is pretty amazing to hear him, on our recordings and to see him do it live. It's a lot of fun.
Actually, he's also added monkeys, but don't go looking for monkeys on Molokai.
Maybe at the Honolulu Zoo. Maybe at the Honolulu Zoo.
Yeah.
All these elements came together to kind of create this almost cinematic new sound that paint picture in people's mind of must be what Hawaii sounds like, because you could hear this music and be transported to kind of a sensual tropical fantasy of your mind, because it's kind of an archetypical thing. Everybody dreams of being on the perfect beach, on a perfect island, away from far from maddening crowds.
Tropical, tropical, the endless summer where palm trees play, mangoes, papayas, just another perfect day. Tropical, tropical, a shady lagoon in South Sea blue. Don't bother to fly, 'cause the tropics will come to you.
This is the music that's your gateway to that place in your mind, or in your tiki bar in your basement in Cleveland, Ohio, or wherever you were from.
And we can actually convey this because we actually have been on the perfect beach with nobody around, and we know what it's like, and we feel privileged that we're doing it.
In this day and age of impossible lifestyles, fast food, and even faster computers, our quest for paradise lost is found in the forbidden world of Exotica.
You're watching Experience Hawaii.
Ike akau kini he lawai a manu he upena kui kanoi ko pokahi. Ke opuni lai kau, ke opuni lai kau na ki ke pa. Ke na I kaluna o ka ua na o ka ua hiki ka peku. E hei hei kai a manu o puali. O e ali iwale no ka umake make o kaluhi o maua mea nei. O ka mako le ale anoi e waitea.
The ancient Hawaiians believed that only kind thoughts and good intentions should be in the heart and mind of the hands that create everything from the grandest canoes to the tiniest tokens of affection. And it was this spirituality that evolved Hawaiian feathercraft into an art.
In the days of old, the feathered items were used and adorned those people of royal class, so our ali'i. The cloaks were different lengths, and which indicated the rank, but feathers were used. They didn't use other material because we didn't have it. This was our precious jewelry. We didn't have any metals. We didn't have any precious stones. So our most unique and most special item and commodity in the islands were our feathers. The two traditional styles of feather lei that we consider traditional is vili poi poi, which is winding. Vili is to wind. Poi poi is the direction that the feathers go. And the other is vili kamoi. And here again, it's winding, and again, another direction in which the feathers are shaping. When we looked back at traditionally how leis were done, because the feathers were so little that were gathered from our native bird species, they would take anywhere from 5 to 7 feathers in a bundle, tie it, and that little cluster was then secured to a base. Today, our feathers are so much larger that we need to clip them down to a specific length, and we use one single feather at a time. The other style of lei we consider more contemporary is the hat band that is more popularly seen, and that we call humupapa, and it's stitching of the feathers. And we consider that more contemporary because this style was not done until metal needles were introduced, as well as fabric. The feather leis were worn by our women, but these objects, other than the feather leis, were worn and made and gathered by men because of the kapu system. Another feather item that was made and used by our ali'i class were the kahili, and these are otherwise called feathered standards. And the kahilis were made according to the rank as well. The heights varied anywhere from 10 feet to 30 feet. Some of the recorded information that kahilis were seen from miles and miles away that were anywhere from 20 feet and taller is just incredible to even fathom. Because today when we have 10-foot tall kahilis, that's amazing enough to see. We've done kahilis at Kamehameha School's chapel. We've done the kahilis for Mary Monarch. We teach because we cannot produce them ourselves continually. So in order for this art to be continued, we're willing to share and teach, and we do this as an ongoing process.
From the magnificent kahili, a sign of royal presence, and the flowing regal ahaula, or feather cloaks, reserved only for the highest chiefs, to the delicate leihulu, or feather lei, this ancient art, once central to the Hawaiian culture, faced almost certain extinction. Marilu Kekuewa, affectionately known as the Feather Lady, a name proclaimed by the mayor of Honolulu, and her daughter Paulette Kahalepuna, masters of the craft, have been preserving this dying art once reserved for royalty for more than 50 years.
In 1962, I had my first class with Mom. I was in high school, I needed extra credit, and I said, Mom, will you teach me? And she said, of course, I've just been waiting. I was fortunate enough to be able to teach, to help her teach at one point, and have become the primary teacher today. And I enjoy it as much as she did and still does. So over the years, with Mom being a teacher and a resource person, it just became sort of a natural thing that my children should learn this. And so my mother is so proud that she can say there are 4 generations of us that do this feather art. The feather art has really surfaced as one of the fine arts of the day. Culturally, I think throughout the world, people would know these arts, fine art, but it was kind of secretive. But in Mom's case, I guess because it was shared with her so openly with her teacher, that she felt there was a need to give back. And so she didn't hold back. Making and teaching just seemed to work hand in hand.
Through the love and dedication of Marilu Kekuewa and Paulette Kahalepuna, locals and visitors from around the world can enjoy and appreciate Na Lima Milihulu no Eau, the skilled hands that touch the feathers.
You're watching Experience Hawaii.
Pacific Media Group and the Hawaii Visitors and Convention Bureau are proud to announce the official visitor guidebooks for the Hawaiian Islands. This suite of island-specific visitor guidebooks feature informative editorial content and offer helpful visitor resources such as island maps and stunning photography, highlighting the best that each island has to offer, as well as recommendations for popular attractions, dining options, shopping and cultural experiences, and island adventures and activities. Look for the official Visitor's Guide to Maui in airports, magazine racks, and select hotels and resorts. The official visitor guidebooks to the Hawaiian Islands, available now.
The Samoan fire knife dance is more than a sizzling spectacle at Polynesian luau's. It's a tradition passed from one generation to the next, each adding a new layer of style and complexity to pit a flaming blade against superb strength and coordination, bold skill, and bare skin. The modern fire knife dance is rooted in the Samoan ailau, a warrior's knife dance performed with the nifo'oti, which means tooth of death. This tooth of death, combined with a hook, was used to snare the enemy in battle. The dance was performed before the battle to intimidate the enemy and impassion the warriors, and post-battle as a heated dance of victory.
Be sure to check out Experience Hawaii's YouTube channel and watch all the content you see here on Experience Hawaii streaming on YouTube. Or view any of our content there as well, on demand, anytime, anywhere. Look for the red live frame and check out the very best Hawaii has to offer at your leisure, streaming to your phone, tablet, computer, or smart TV, in the comfort of your car, home, or office, anywhere in the world, anytime, with Experience Hawaii's YouTube channel. Or share all of Experience Hawaii's informative, engaging programming with friends and family before they come to Hawaii, so they can get the lowdown on what's up in Hawaii. YouTube and Experience Hawaii, a match made in paradise. Search for Experience Hawaii online and look for the YouTube channel. Or go to youtube.com and search for Experience Hawaii there, and let the viewing begin.
Reawaken the feelings that ignited that first spark with a gift that tells your love story. Made in Hawaii with aloha, capture their heart with Maui Divers jewelry. Visit us exclusively in Hawaii or at mauidivers.com.
You're watching Experience Hawaii. Dance in Hawaii has evolved from its traditional origins of hula into a hypnotic array of styles and techniques displayed in theaters across the islands. But if you take away the stage and lift the dancers 20 to 30 feet above the ground, what's created is a harmony of grace, balance, and motion as unique as Hawaii itself. It's called aerial dance, where performers hang, swing, spiral, and wrap their bodies in an amazing display of athleticism and fearlessness. With no safety lines, performers must rely on their training and skill to ensure their safety and dazzle audiences from the sky. It's the kind of show you might expect to find as part of Cirque du Soleil. But on Oahu and Maui, the glitz of the stage has been replaced by the power of nature as Hawaii's only aerial acrobatic troupe, Samoan Hawaii, takes the aerial arts outdoors.
The outside is amazing, especially in Hawaii, is so much. The energy of this place is very, very intense and open. So I feel that it gets me to my innermost strength.
It's really wonderful to be in Hawaii doing aerial work. Where else do you get to be hooked up to a tree in the middle of the Pacific Ocean in the most beautiful environment on this planet? You feel one with the trees, one with the surroundings. We often hook up to banyan trees, so you really feel like you're part of the aerial root system. So it's beautiful. I don't think you can do this anywhere else.
I think the movement and the dance that's born here in the islands is really special, and I think a lot of it has to do with being inspired by this land and all the culture and spirituality that's here.
So I love to create the environment that I'm gonna hang from, so it's to integrate with the place.
There's even an apparatus called a tetrahedron, co-designed by aerial acrobat Abby Sved and her former partner, which allows performers to take their art to just about any location, inside or out.
We can go anywhere near a pool or near the ocean or inside or outside on the lawn and perform, just set it up and perform.
The possibilities are endless. We have really good riggers and really good tree people, doctors. So once those things are all set, we can actually do this kind of thing and be in this lovely environment and be home in Hawaii. There's a lot of big companies on the mainland, maybe a lot more opportunities, but I don't think that they could ever quite match what we have here for dance.
We really are a collaborative team, and we do our own choreography, our own style. So each of us within the company has different assets, of course. But as a whole, I think Samadhi is unique in that we're all dancers, and our style as a company is very poetic. It's all about the flow, and it's about moving to the music. So we're bringing dance to the air.
Andrea, after all these years, why not go to Vegas? Why not go to Montreal? Why not go to the big cities? Why Hawaii?
Well, okay, first of all, I've been there. I come from a really big city, and Hawaii is where I want to be. Hawaii is what I love, is what I have chosen. I say that I was born in Brazil, I have a Brazilian blood, but my heart is Hawaiian. And my most fulfilling jobs I've ever done in my life have been in collaboration with Hawaiian entertainment. I mean, look, we're at the Hawaii State Art Museum right next door to the Iolani Palace. This place is historical, and I'm performing here. So this to me is, there's a lot of mana in this place.
But these amazing locations aren't the only reason these performers rise to the challenge of aerial arts.
What I love about aerial is that number one, for a dancer or any performer, it's one of the most challenging things you could do for your body and for the mind and the spirit. And you, of course, have to be in a very meditative state when you're performing. You know, we're not hooked up to any harness, so there's a lot of risk. And it's just very unique, so there's not a lot of it going on, and it brings a lot of joy to anyone that's watching it. So that's another reason why I love it so much.
Well, I love doing aerial acrobatics because it's a form of meditation for me. I've always been able to quiet my mind if I'm active with my body, and so if I have a strenuous workout, then I can get more peaceful and quiet, and I love doing it. I love the spirit of the wind, and when I'm upside down and feel the wind blowing, it makes me feel really free.
It makes me feel special because not like at my school, there's 900 kids are over, and I'm the only one that can really do it, so it makes me feel special.
The lightness of it, the no gravity feeling is amazing. You can really take your stretches and your shapes that you're making to another level, being in the air. It is a whole nother experience, you know?
I love this audience here because if you're doing something from your heart, they truly appreciate it. That feeling you cannot compare to any job of $1 million. The community take and give is what I love.
The preparation for this art is incredibly precise, not just for the dancers, but also for the assembly of the ring and the tissue that allow them to perform.
It's a lot of safety, a lot of focus, a lot of discipline and determination in terms of performing, staying in shape, and training consistently enough so that you can actually do this.
There's a lot involved. Just the inner ring, I use a double point. It's 2 points linked to a shackle, to a rope with an eye hook, to a shackle, to a swivel, to a shackle, to a carabiner, to a bigger swivel, to a link, to a cable, to a carabiner. So it's a lot. Once I get into this, it's easy. One is hard. I feel that I've been inspired so much by this place that I want to give back to this place. And I've been given this kuleana of fulfilling my responsibility. I'm being put in this. It's a very simple rig, but one addition of service to this place that I have to do this work here. And it's something new that was brought in here, and I'm lucky that I was a pioneer, and I feel responsible for it. It's very fulfilling.
More exciting, the very best Hawaii has to offer.
Core of this